Got my boy Ceebz in the building. You feel what I'm saying? He gonna give y'all a lot of value, a lot of information. Try to just take down notes. You know, I mean, it's gonna be a lot. So as long as you walk away with something, that's the goal, right? Any questions? Y'all write down a lot of y'all questions that you guys have throughout the while he's speaking, because we want to keep this thing interactive and, you know, making sure that you guys getting most from the session. So with that being said, Ceebz, appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.
Let's get it.
All right. So first off, thanks everyone for coming out. Based on the questions, I know we're going to bounce around a little bit, and I'm going to first start by just talking about like the big mistakes I see people make. Then I'm going to kind of jump into like what we do for our clients and how we kind of work to build like overall marketing machines for them using content, paid ads, websites, copy, like everything. Then we have a couple different case studies we can walk through, and then I really want to open it up for questions more so and talk more about like social posting was a common trend I heard, and kind of just dive into that and whatever else comes up. Cool. So, welcome. We already did the welcomes. All right, guys. So it seems like everyone here knows that at the let me move this chair. That at the end of the day, content's powerful, right? Like so many businesses, brands, personal brands are using it to grow online every day. YouTube's the second largest search engine after Google, and it's people just searching different video topics. I know that's where I get a lot of my information now. Tons of people are using YouTube on their phones. Even what shocked me the other day was I was just at my parents' house and my dad was watching shorts on his TV through like his phone. And I was like, you know what shorts are? He's like, oh, I sit here all day. And then obviously content helps conversions. Like, it can be like up to 70% of conversions on your landing page can come from a single video. Like, so having the right video assets in place, having the right messaging, the right copy on your landing page, the right offers, all these things are what essentially help businesses grow online. And the biggest thing here, like most brands know that I talk to tons of brands every day. I also do coaching I've probably worked with 150 people over the last year. So I'm helping them build all their brands campaigns. The biggest things are people know digital works, and they also know without doing consistent content and getting it out there, like it's not gonna happen, whether it's paid or organic. You need to be focused on it and look at it more as like its own system versus, oh, I have an idea for a post. My friends and family might like this and I'll be cool. Instead, work to create a system and build your business around it. Because with the press of a button, you can reach thousands, 10,000, 1 million people, where like, how much time would it take me to call 1,000 people one-on-one? It's not possible. So, the three big mistakes I see most people make when it comes to creating their content, doing their marketing, trying to build their business online is one, they don't know what they're creating. So they get in their head about it. That causes confusion. That leads them not to post. They don't know how to create it. So they get really technical and into what camera do I use? What lighting do I need? What mic do I need? How do I do that? You know, where it's like pull out your phone and fucking record a video. You could post that. And then the third thing is they just don't understand how online funnels work because it is relatively new. Like some of the clients we're working with have never had a website before, and they're hiring us. You know, when was the web boom? Like the 90s? They're hiring us now to do websites for them and get that in place. Like we are still at the very beginning of content strategy, online coaching. Like this is why I'm so passionate about it. It's because for those of you that don't know, like 7-8 years ago, I was working at a car dealership. I was there 70, 80 hours a week, hated everything about life. Like instead of Ceebz, I went back to Chris Ball. Like all my passions just disappeared. I didn't want to see my friends because like they would ask, how are you doing? And I'd be lying to them when I said like, I'm good. Like all those things was my reality. I moved back home at 30 to try to figure out how to do all this. And last year we did over 500,000 in sales with DNC, over 500,000 sales in coaching. I was in an RV, 10 months of the year, still working my ass off. But you guys get the idea. With the right systems and the right framework, like we're having fun, working with cool clients. Our clients become our friends, and it's let us take things just to the next level, like in our own lives and in business, obviously. So a lot of what we focus on and a lot of what businesses need to focus on, where in the past you would have individual marketing channels, like this still exists, right? Someone runs a TV commercial, someone sees it, they send them one place, right? And then they would bring people in through another channel And it would all just go to kind of one place, but there wouldn't really be this way of creating the experience, if you will. What happens now, and like the way you really build your content machines is, think of like a podcast. Why does someone do a podcast? If someone's sitting there listening to you for an hour, getting value out of that, you know, they're gaining trust in who you are. If they know then what your offer is behind the scenes, like trust is the one thing that will stop someone from buying from you. So if any of you guys are in your head about posting, whether this is good or not, think about it. It takes 7 hours on average of someone watching you online before they're willing to make like a higher ticket purchase. 7 hours. Most people are like, I posted a reel and I didn't get a 5K client. What happened? You know? So the more visible you can be, the more you can keep pumping content out, the more you can be on different channels like as you grow. So like what we do with our clients is, you know, we're retargeting people through ads. So where you're on your phone later, you see the ad for the brand again. You're on the computer, you see it. You're on the TV, or you see banner pop-ups, like whatever. We're trying to just bring people in tons of different ways, create content that not only sells, but also content that helps build a brand. Has anyone here seen YETIs YouTube? Raise your hand if so. Alec has. So what they do is they don't make commercials about Yeti coolers and their products. They're finding cool outdoorsmen that use Yeti products, and they're just making like mini docs is what I would call them. 5 to 10 minute videos of like someone who's really good at duck hunting or something. And then there's just Yeti coolers in it. And like, I like watching it because it's like, dude, this is just it's like a TV show almost. They're not selling me anything. I love the brand because of what they're doing with their content. That's creating the experience online. Okay? Is everyone with me so far? Cool. So we're DNC Media. That's Alec filming some sweet fish. We do a lot of work in the marine industry and also travel and tourism. But basically, we started just with me learning how to fly a drone and then edit videos. And then we started doing video business cards, and we started doing testimonials and ads. And we brought on copy and landing pages and all the other stuff. So now what we do is we come in to help people with strategy. We help them create their core content assets that they need for their online funnel. And then we help them run paid ads to just make it exponential once we know what creatives are working. And it all came about because there's so many people just doing video. Like so many people were doing pretty videos for clients and like cool B-roll videos, but they didn't actually understand the sales or marketing principles like behind the videos they were creating for businesses. So that's where I kind of was like, hey, everyone who's coming to me is just like, we worked with someone, it didn't work. And I got obsessed with how do we actually deliver results to our clients. That was learning distribution. I listened to a Pitbull podcast with Tony Robbins. And Pitbull was like, dude, I sucked. Like I was the worst artist compared to some of the people out there. But when I looked around at like the most successful artists, I noticed they had one thing in common. Their songs were just on the radio the most. And it made me think like these guys probably, like they're not as good as this other person who like doesn't get any radio play. So I just started spending half my time building relationships with radio DJs. And then the other half of my time went into actually making the music. So that's kind of like how we help, and content strategy as a whole. If you're creating the content for your client and not helping them get it out there, in my mind, you're just like giving them the middle finger, because 90% of the time they don't know what to do with it once it's even created. Like we'll create 20 reels for a client, they'll post 3 and be like, are we posting them at the right time? Or they'll post them and it will be like out of frame, you know, or something. They'll just mess it up somehow. So that's where I actually started doing social posting early on, but I was like, dude, now we have 20 things to review with this client every month, 20 extra revisions on reels. We started doing ads because it's like, get 1 or 2 ads approved. We can run it behind the scenes. We can put more money into it. And it's a system that can scale. So we found a really good spot with that, which leads us to content strategy. And I actually just threw this slide in there because when me and RJ were talking before, like, this is what changed the game in my business. And I know a lot of you guys are working to build your own businesses. So every company has 4 distinct systems within it. Today, we're really talking about marketing and sales with content that kind of go hand in hand, right? But you also have your operational systems. For us, it's bringing clients on, doing the actual shoots, editing the videos, right? We have our finance system, getting paid. But what changed the game for me and brought me from 6 to multiple 6, or like not even six, two multiple six figures, was this. Understanding this framework within my business, and that each of these, in order to really get in place and start to step out, had to become like a system and a process that could be followed exactly. So even when it comes to your marketing and doing organic marketing, a lot of times what are we doing? We come up with an idea, we do it ourselves, right? We post it. When we think about if we had to hire someone and just give them a photo, a bunch of photos, and get them to create that same post, how would they do it? It becomes really complicated. So what we do is help companies really understand these systems, make sure their marketing system is in place, because without marketing, you're not going to get a lead to even be able to go into a sales process, right? If you can't close the deal, you're not going to be able to fulfill operations. And once again, if you can't fulfill the job, you're not going to get paid. It's not going to flow. At the top here, this is you guys. This is where the CEO, the leadership team, whatever it is, and everything below it is all dependent on you. It is all dependent on you, your mindset, the way you start taking action, the way you show up. Like when me and RJ connected was because we were the only two people in the office every single day during lockdown. Whether or not we were supposed to be, who knows? But we were there every day, and it's like, dude, what are you working on? It's like, what else are we working on, man? The same thing as before. Like, let's get this going. So this helped me tremendously. I know a lot of you guys are probably focused on organic marketing right now. Paid ads is a whole nother game. If you don't have $50 a day to budget for a month or two or three, I would just rule it out for right now, because you'll spend a lot of money trying to figure it out. Doing organic marketing is what's going to let you test your message, figure out what people want to see more of. Like, you're going to be able to move quicker with it. You're not going to waste a lot of money. So we'll touch on these different systems kind of throughout the process. But this is, like, when it comes to content, actually, let me back up a step. When it comes to making a sale, content online gives you the ability to never meet someone, have them fall in love with your brand, your product, your service, go all the way through to give you lots of money without ever even needing to speak to someone online. Like, this is why I like it, because like I'm actually introverted as well as extroverted, but like a lot of times I just want to like be behind the scenes. I don't want to talk to clients. I don't want to go to sales meetings. I didn't want to go to the Chamber of Commerce meetings. I had to force myself to like step into this because I had a bigger vision, I guess you'd say. But like what I started doing was creating the right pieces of content that would help educate people around what I did. And by posting it online, I could get in front of 1,000, 2,000 people at a time versus anywhere else. So this is why I got obsessed with it, because I'm like, dude, this is all just automated systems. And like, I can make a video to where it's just like, people think they're watching me, but it's just recorded. And that, like, our video business card's been up for 4 or 5 years now. It still brings in new leads from it, where I'm like, dude, we need to delete that. So like, the buyer's journey, there's always multiple. First, they're not even aware you exist, right? So through posting, maybe your friends are seeing more of it and they're recommending you come out, you know? Maybe you are hitting the explore page and the reel takes off or something because it's around a certain topic that people find valuable. Whatever it is, it's a new way to get in front of new people that have no idea who you are. Then they'll start to consider, oh, who is this person? They'll look at your Instagram bio, they'll go to your website, they'll try to figure more out about you. Ideally, once they've removed all objections, they'll make a purchase. Then the next goal is actually, how do you keep working with these clients? So who here sold a one-off job, worked really hard, and then you've never worked with that client again? And how frustrating are those ups and downs, right? It's like, dude, we would do like 10, 15 grand one month, and I'm like, yo, let's go ball out. And the next month would be like 2. I'm like, oh shit. Like, we got, every day we need to be in the office. Like, it was insanely exhausting because I felt like I could never stop. Even on a weekend, I was like, dude, if I don't, I'm gonna fall behind. Learning how to keep customer retention and start offering retainers was so big for me, because even when the first retainer I had was $1,000, and by the time I started hiring people, I was breaking even, but I could break even to have like even work to market and show people what we were doing. And then we just tripled the price for the next client we worked with on the same package. So that's kind of like the customer journey. By the way, this is like what I walk clients through. Like I have a sales deck. I'm gonna get you guys emails at the end, so all of you are gonna have this as well. But if I don't explain this to clients, they don't understand the value of content and what I'm doing the same way, okay? So what we do is we come in to build, we look at the buyer's journey for a business. Who here is actively working with clients? All right, where do your clients come from?
Instagram and word of mouth.
Okay, great. And how do they find out about you?
Through others.
Okay. When they come through, what is your process like?
Usually a consulting call, see like what they need in terms of design, stuff like that.
If I hit you up, I text you, hey dude, I would love to jump on a call. You're free this afternoon. What happens?
I schedule, make sure that I'm free at the time, and then yeah, we go from there. We set up the call.
Do you ask them any questions prior to them jumping on that call?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And what percentage of people would you say are actually good fits?
Say like 60.
Okay, cool. So this is what I do when I come into a company. I sit there and ask questions around what's happening. My next question would be like, does it make sense that you're wasting 40% of your time talking to unqualified leads? What if we had a video in place where we could push away those people and attract more of the ideal people you wanted? Would something like that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and would it be more beneficial to work with those like the 20% of the clients that bring in 80% of your profits, or keep chasing these other chumps?
20%.
Right. Okay, so like this is my sales process. I ask questions to understand, and once I get them to understand, it's like, look, if we had a video business card that clearly explained who you are, what you did. You know, you're sitting here telling me people just don't get what you really do, and after 45 minutes of meeting with you, I'm still a little unclear.
Yeah.
So how do you expect someone to land on your website and immediately know, right? Testimonials, like once someone knows they want to buy on Amazon, what do? You look at the gold stars to be like, okay, great, there's reviews. People have worked and bought from this company. If there aren't any, what do? You go look for something else. FAQs, right? We've worked with companies that wanted to scale their sales teams, like double it, because their guys were spending so much time on the phone. We just started making FAQ videos and putting on YouTube. Like their sales guys now are just like order takers. They're customer service agents. Like they sell semi-trucks. The whole sales process is automated online through video and the right automation. Someone does this, enable this step. So we can get more into that later. So that's what we do. We build out campaign flows. We come in to look at strategy. With every campaign, you have your cold traffic, warm traffic, and hot traffic. We create different styles contents for that. So if I'm trying to market myself on Instagram, right? If all I post are, hey guys, I just launched a new coaching program. You're gonna get X, Y, and Z, you know? Be sure to jump in there. Do you think I'm gonna grow my audience quickly if I'm just like selling every single post? No. It's like a realtor who posts his house for sale, house for sale, house for sale. People are like, fuck off, we don't care. So like you can find other ways to bring in cold people. For me, it was travel. It was sunrise and sunset. It was flying my drone. It was the stuff I just like to do that people found peace in through the day or whatever. For the realtor clients we've worked with, we've done top 5 parks in the area, top 5 restaurants, best beaches in Florida, top dog parks, shorts that are like providing value to showing them as the expert that can ideally, once again, be found in someone searches top dog parks in Fort Lauderdale. That video comes up. They're the realtor. They're the expert. By the way, contact me if you're looking for a home in Fort Lauderdale. Your warm audience is people who already know you a bit, right? So if anyone here was following me on Instagram and saw me post and then was like, oh, sweet, Ceebz is doing this event, I'm gonna go check that out. That would be kind of like your warm content. And then hot is like a direct sale. Hey, I just opened the mastermind program. There's only 7 days. Get in before doors are closed. Like you're just going for it. So you want to mix it up. And one thing I do a lot on social, because I know a lot of people here are focused on social, it's called a tide riser. Okay, so this is cool. So I did it for this event. Basically, you guys know the meme pages and stuff. So what I'll do is I'll go to like each meme page and I'll just find like a good post that really took off, got a ton of likes, ton of comments. I screenshot it, I delete the meme account, and I post, I'll show you actually. So like memes are is usually good. Like, you don't even need to be funny with content. You can just copy other people's shit. All right, so I'll go to memes are, right? Say this post was like hilarious. It got tons of likes. Typical American bully in a movie starter pack, whatever. Okay, so I would screenshot this, and then I would go to the top comments and find the one that's most liked, and then I copy that comment, and I would post it on a story with that comment and a poll. Because there's so much text on the screen, there's like a cool comment, people like it, what it does is it drives my engagement way up. So when I do this, I get double or triple the views on my stories, and then 2 or 3 hours later, I drop a call to action. By the way, I'm having this event tomorrow. So now 300 or 400 people that would not have seen any of my stuff are seeing it. And you guys can do it the same way. So there's all these like little tricks, obviously, to bring people in, but it starts with the strategy, building out the assets. Me and Alec and the Maldives a couple years ago. These are the core assets that we do for almost every business, right? They have a long sales process. We do a process video. They sell multiple products. We do sales videos. A lot of people ask them questions on the phone. We do FAQ videos. How much time do you think your salespeople are answering those same questions? What if we got your top salesperson to do your top 10 objections, and we got the other 10 people on your sales team iPads with those videos, so when they go to door selling solar, they're just gonna close more deals because it's clearly broken down. Should have never thought of that, right? So like, we're using content in that way to just overcome objections, explain companies. I think this is in the wrong spot, but this is adding how we will take a long video and just create reels from it. By doing that with our client, we jump from about 45,000 views to 100,000 by adding 15 reels of the same videos we're already posting. We're just posting more of it. So now when I do a podcast, we'll take the hour long, right? We'll post that, but then we'll post 3 shorter forms based on like an individual question. Like, what's it like to work with clients? Now we have 4 times the exposure and the reach just by repurposing. So once again, that's why I say like go deep with certain clients, because when you can really help them build these machines, you can do the videos, the ads, and then be able to help them adapt and improve. This is something I really wanted to include, because without tracking, I would never have the concrete proof that we were actually doing what we were doing. Like the first couple years, client would always say, how do we know it got results? How do we know that it was good, but like, only got some likes and views online? Like, did it really bring in sales? So we started doing, like when we set up landing pages or run ads, we'll set up heat map tracking just to see how someone's interacting with the page. Are people even watching the video, right? And then this is Wistia tracking, where we're doing the same thing, where we can just see, look, people are watching the video more or less all the way through. If all of a sudden there was a sharp drop here, it would be like, what did they say? What did they do? What do we need to look at in the video to fix that? So tracking this, tracking ads, even like having a link tree in your bio on Instagram to see how many people are actually clicking the links. For me, it's like 0.01%. So at the end of the day, when I'm busy and it's like, is my top priority get this Instagram post out that 3 to 5 people might click through? Or should I get this ad campaign done where our last ad campaign did 3 million views? Like, and I didn't have to do anything or talk to the people or like be creative. I just made one ad and just started blasting it out there. So, is everyone with me so far? Questions? Anything? No? Keep flowing? Okay, cool. So, I want to talk about funnels real quick, because there's a lot of misconceptions around funnels. Who here can explain what a funnel is?
It's just a place to trickle down the wide crowd that you're reaching all the way down to the point of sale, basically.
Yes, sir. So a funnel is more or less like he said, you're just bringing people in and narrowing down the right prospects. It's not a specific software or a specific layout of landing pages and all these things. There's a million ways you can create different funnels, okay? The core concept is, and what a lot of people don't realize is, your traffic on social and paid ads can flow to a landing page, right? With your right offer that's clear and concise. You can have lead captures to build automated systems with emails that will go out the next 3, 6, 12 months, right? And then you can basically like move people along automatically, and you can even start, I don't have my arrow, retargeting the people that didn't buy. Okay, so like, what will happen is you put all this work into organic content, right? But you don't know who's watching, you don't know who's getting value out of it. You're just pumping stuff out there. Maybe you see the likes, maybe you see a comment. If you can get someone's email, you know they're interested. You can hit them up in 6 months and say, hey, I just launched a new offer. Here's what's going on. You can start building those different drips out for, like, that's a huge thing we started doing with the copy packages for our clients, was once we had videos, hey, we should get 7 to 10 emails set up with a VBC in one, a testimonial in another, a frequently asked questions video. Like, once a lead comes in, just keep hitting them there. And then we'll hit them with ads on Facebook. And we'll just be everywhere, so they're like, dude, they're the only brand to work with right now. All right, so this is like a basic setup. This is probably where most people start. Organic marketing on social. They have one singular homepage with usually a bunch of different services and offers. Like, I think almost everyone in here does a bunch of different things, which seems to be like the common trend with, I guess, the solopreneurs and whatnot. They'll either get a contact or a phone call. They'll go back and forth through scheduling, you know, like setting things up, like just jumping on the phone whenever it's convenient for the client. Then they need to do some kind of custom proposal, which takes all this freaking energy. And then, like, ideally they close the deal. If not, they start at square one. And even when they finish this, they start at square one. It's like, why one-offs are killing me. I realized all this energy goes into actually getting the client. And like, if we could just get them to see the value of working with us long-term, you put that in once and it's like 12 months of retainer pay. So this is kind of like where we help clients go, where it's like, look, we're not only doing organic traffic, but we need some way to capture the lead. We need to get their email because we're going to be spending money to get them to your landing page. If we can do that, we can get automated emails in place. You know, we can get them over to your sales page with different training videos. We can create multiple sales pages with multiple training videos as we go. Every time you launch a new offer, just hit them again with it. Then you have a thank you page, automate the scheduling. Once they're done, we can automate, like, hey, this testimonial email will go out. Hey, it's been 30 days since we worked together. You know, just following up, see how things are going. By the way, we'd love to do it. Like, we can automate all that shit. So this is where it starts to get. Like, when we work with, like, when we started working with Yacht Armor, who's one of our, Yacht Armor, yeah. They came in, they were at 0. And usually we're looking for clients doing like at least $500,000 to $1 million a year. I'll get into ideal clients in a second. But they were at 0. They had nothing in place. We had just worked with him with a past company that we were working with and knew this guy was like legit. We liked the product. We believed in him. So we're like, let's figure this out. Chase, what did they do last month in sales?
Like 90,000.
So 90K in sales, and they're like 12 months, 13 months in business?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many dealers?
Like 45 now.
So 45, they have 45 basically franchises now around the US. They're doing $90,000 to $100,000 a month, and they had 0, not one thing in place before. This is kind of what we built out. We started helping them with organic marketing, providing reels just to get stuff going. We started with the one main offer and their landing page funnel for that. You know, once that kind of was in place, we started getting the paid ads going, driving people to it. And then probably like 3 to 6 months in, we started building out their other offers for the other products they offer. Now when someone buys this also, they can get upsold into this. We don't have to spend the money. So once again, like, this is content strategy. And when you get into companies and you can start looking at this stuff and understanding some of the numbers, like, it becomes real easy to break down how increasing your conversion rates on traffic, like, mean profitability. So this is the Yacht Armor, kind of like exactly what we did. We had ads on Facebook and Instagram that we were targeting boating, South Florida. That was pretty much it. Like I said, we've worked with a lot of marine clients, so we kind of know that niche really well. To answer your question about niches from earlier, we stumbled into the niche. We didn't seek it out. I was trying to get into travel and tourism for 5-6 years, when all of a sudden just people from this kept coming through, being like, we can't find anyone. That's not 10 grand a month like a huge agency, and the people we pay 600 a month suck. So we kind of came in at like $2 to $3 grand a month to help manage these campaigns, and built a couple of them really well to be like, yeah, we should just only do this. We know the market, we like the market, we know the language voters speak, like all of that. So we're doing ads, sales page, we got some videos on there, we built the sales page out for them. We provided the copy as well. Copy is like a big aspect of what we're doing. Then we also had testimonial videos on their sales page. So this is kind of like our proven content strategy funnel that we build out for other clients. Form submission at the end, and then after, we even have another page with more info. Because what we found, people were calling and just asking certain questions. So what did we do? We filmed a video, we drop it here, calls cut down by like half, okay? And then we even connected the dealers here and their contact info. All the phone calls are tracked, all the traffic is tracked. We can see everything that's happening behind the scenes. Like, we don't have that interaction when you're on social. You see a number on the screen. It's such a dissociation. And like, after working with a lot of people that are big influencers, dude, it's all fucking fake. You know, like all of it is just this curated BS. It's the new form of a reality TV show, but like, we're the ones that are the broadcast. We're the MTV back in like the 90s launching Real World. That is our own personal Instagram channel right now. Like, that's how you should be looking at it, as like, you have 5 seconds to like entertain or do something to keep getting people to show up and get that attention. So it doesn't always have to be business. Probably the most popular I ever was during COVID. I started growing potatoes. I don't know why. It was like lockdown and I had an old potato, and I'm just like, day 4, I started growing my own food. And like, dude, the people lost it because they had nothing else to do, I guess. So like, naturally I had nothing to do, and I just like went for a week, was just focusing on like filming with a potato. It was weird. But like, I would get 50 messages a day. Like, so many people started like, what have you even been up to, man? Like, that I haven't talked to in years. And it just showed me like, dude, don't take this seriously. Don't take it too seriously. Like, I just posted a video about like bronzing my gooch. You know, it's like, and my old business partner was like, where was this when you were working with us, man? I was like, dude, I didn't think you would want this under your brand. Like, this is exactly what we want. So you can easily get in your head. You can easily get tied up on what time to post, what hashtags to use, what do I say? None of it matters. The hashtags, time, like maybe in the very beginning, but my boy Ryan does millions of views. He runs Grant Cardone's accounts, all of that, 0 hashtags. He'll post 3 posts back to back to back, all the same video, maybe 3 seconds are different in the hook. One of them hits 1 million, the other 2 only do 50,000. So he's just like, dude, consistently pump it out, get someone to help you post, get someone to be there when you're filming. Like, these are the little things that will make a difference when it comes to actually like taking action on it. So I
have a question about
Yeah.
that. For example, so in this case, you know, like I said, I'm doing like insurance. You will say like mixing the content with other things, for example, maybe that they're not completely related to it, like have
Yeah.
nothing to do with it.
Yeah, dude. Like, you could start a cookie review channel and like review cookies. I'm just making stuff off of my head, but like, people find value in that, and all you got to do is like, we're out here, like, so, you know, I'm trying to think of how I tied in something recently.
Talked about it with the memes.
Oh, I did one earlier today.
You said you did the meme, and then right after you could get offer.
Yeah, exactly. So doing things like that, I'll post a travel. Like, I just posted my friend from Asheville because she's hot and I knew it would get a lot of views. People like cars, hot girls, and money. Like, it triples your engagement. People are products of social media, you know? One guy I met quadrupled his sales from 1 million to 4 million. The only thing he changed was he just started adding a lifestyle to his feed. Everything was just straight coaching, and then he started adding like cars, travel, girls, like all of that. Quadrupled his sales because you're not selling what you're actually providing. You're selling, like, a customer has a problem, they want to get to their end solution. Your goal is to come in, understand what their current problem is, understand where they want to go, and then be the bridge to help them get there. My sales process for my mastermind is, where you at? I'm doing one-offs. Where do you want to be? 5 or 10 grand consistently. Like, what are you willing to do to get there, man? Like, I'm all in. Okay, you got to like join the mastermind. You got to jump in the program. I lost my train of thought, but it's basically telling them, they're like, what is it though? I need to know exactly what it is. I'm like, it's everything you just sat here for 30 minutes complaining about and told me you haven't figured out for the last 4 years. We're gonna just do it. We're gonna solve that problem and get you 10K a month. But how? It doesn't matter. If I told you to go do X, Y, Z and it got you there, would you do it? You know, it's like, yeah. Okay, so does it actually matter what we're gonna do in the program or the fact that I'm gonna get you to 5 or 10,000 a month? All I'm doing is saying, you're making the right decision, we're gonna get you there, I'm confident with my offer, but I'm not saying, look, dude, you're gonna get a coaching call every month and 3 Q&A calls every week in a private site. Like, that's not what you're selling. If I sell a VBC, if I sell insurance, I'm not selling
Video business card.
a video business card. Sorry, I'm saying. If I sell a video business card, I'm not selling the fact that they're gonna get a video for their webpage. I'm selling the fact that they're gonna save countless hours talking to prospects. They're gonna increase their conversions and sales without doing anything else. It's gonna be working 24/7. Like, it's gonna help you get the business and free up the time, like, to where it needs to be so you can go do all these other things you told me you were struggling with. Time away from family, not having enough time to work on other aspects of the business, whatever it is. So with insurance, when I sold cars, what did you do? It was, you need an extended warranty. I don't think so. And also on average, someone says no 7 times. So you always push back at least 6 because the 7th time is when you would get the yes. It's crazy. People say no 7 times, no matter what. Look, what's gonna happen when you're trying to take the kids to Disney World? You get a blowout on the side of the road. The wife's complaining, you know, kids are crying. Like, do you really wanna deal with if something like that happens, or have the ability to call up within 15 minutes, they'll be there, handle it, you don't have to pay anything out of pocket, you know? Like, you're using what they don't want to happen. If I'm a single guy, you're selling them the fact that they're gonna impress their crush. You're not like, oh, there's lots of safety features in this Toyota. Dude, imagine pulling up to school, your crush sees you. Like, imagine going on a date with her in this thing. Probably impress her, right? You know? Like, you're leaning into the outcome that people want. So, I can't, like, every situation, every client's different. But the core of it is, if you go into a sales meeting and you don't sit there and ask questions to actually understand what this human in front of you is struggling with, because you're so concerned about how do I make a sale and get money, you're gonna blow the deal. I promise you. When you go in to shove your product or service down their throat, all you're doing is sitting there talking about you and look at this past work and look at what I know over here and over there, and the person sitting there like, I don't know if you're even listening to like what's going on, you know? So just taking that little bit of time to do that can be super helpful. So what are we gonna talk? Okay. So everyone's here. One, you got my email info. Hit me up anytime, whenever, even if it's years from now. Hit me up on social too. I'm most active on Instagram probably. It's probably where you'll see the weirdest stuff. And then also we just launched the Content Savage Starter Kit. It goes over basically everything I went through. I have cheat sheets on like what the videos are, exactly like how you position them for the clients, what questions you can ask it so they understand the value in it. I linked all our like DNC Media examples. I have our calculator. So this is, I'll show you guys real quick, like this is how powerful it can be. One, this will be pricing, mostly focus on intermediate and advanced, but this is like how you can just figure out what to price. But check this out, like, all right, so usually what I'll walk a client through is I'll say, look, do you think adding video to your landing page would help the amount of leads that come in? So just like if 100 people landed on your landing page, maybe a couple more would come in. Would you say like 1%? Super modest? Okay, cool. And then would you also agree that having a bunch of videos before you even spoke to a prospect on the phone would help you close more deals? So out of 10 sales calls, maybe you close an extra deal. Is that reasonable? They're always gonna say yes. So look what happens if we were to have spend $5,000 to bring in 5,000 clicks, and we convert it at 1%, we get 50 leads. That'd be $100 per lead. If we closed 5 of those, we'd basically break even. We'd have $5K in sales, but we spent $5,000. Now look what happens if we were to increase just your landing page conversion rate by 1%, by just putting a video there, that's an extra $5K in your pocket without doing anything. If we only increase your sales call conversion rate, that's an extra $5K in your pocket without doing anything. But because we're doing both of those, you have $15,000 extra dollars coming in because you put a couple videos in place. What happens as you either scale that up? Let's say we wanted 40 customers. That's 60 grand extra in your pocket. So I know you want to jump into paid ads and spend $5,000 or $10,000 a month right now, but you don't have your framework in place. You can pump as much traffic as you want to this. Your copy's not right. The video's not right. The branding isn't in line. You're gonna blow money. And I talk to businesses day in, day out that literally blew 100 grand to get nothing. Like 4 clicks because they worked with the wrong agency that was skewing the data. And I'm like, dude, they're saying a conversion is someone on your homepage for more than a minute, not actual leads. And you spent $70,000 on 4 leads. So this is like how, when you actually get the system and start running numbers through it and have the right things and just start making these micro tweaks, like if you can explain a client that's doing things online, we helped one client that were spending $100,000 a month on ads. By putting that framework in place, they started saving 30% a month to get the same results. So $30,000 every month. I only charged them $25 for the package. They said yes immediately. I was like, dude, we went way too low. But that's how, like, the bigger the company, they have the teams, they have the systems, it will get them fast results, and then you gain wins from that. So 2 more things, sorry, I get so excited. So there's a pricing calculator. I have my whole sales script, everything around the questions, what questions to dive into based on who the client is. All you really got to do is go through this, and then based on where they're getting clients, you can dive into other questions that'll help you position these core video assets. I have sales recordings. I have my paid contracts.
So it's a lot of things that Ceebz really broke down on a really, really high level. So
Yeah.
just so you guys understand that, like, me, I'm coming mainly from the filmmaking world, but when I graduated film school, I mainly was doing photography, so event photography. So when COVID happened, I met with Ceebz, and everything that you basically went through really, really quick, I went through a whole program, which was about 60 days. So every single thing that he basically went through is the same thing I've been saying for the last freaking 4 years. You feel what I'm saying? It's just we went through the same program. You feel what I'm saying? And he introduced me to the program. So basically, what he's showing to you guys right now is so, so important because he's adding another element, right? And that element is paid ads, right? And running ads and how he's able to pitch those services. So